Okay, so in a more concise form, this is how data science is being defined. Now, in data science, you do less of the analytics, and then you do more of the machine learning and AI stuff. Okay, and then you also do less or few of the inferences. Now, what I mean by this is that if you're working as a data scientist, it is possible that in your company there will be data analytics, there will be data engineers over there that will pull the data, clean it to some extent, and then store it in some data repository for you, which you can use further. So the part of the analytics, analyzing the data and all those stuff are going to be done mainly by the data analyst and also by the business analyst. All right. Now, the part that you are going to do more is when you're going to use more sophisticated methods like machine learning or deep learning or other AI concepts to bring more meaning to the data. That is building models and deploying it in the cloud system for it to become live and then use it to solve future problems. Okay, that's when you come in. Now, in data science, you work on a specific problem. You are not going to work on a problem which is going to solve a general which is going to give a general solution to the world. You're not going to solve the world's problem. You're going to solve a specific problem. Okay, so your model or your data science solution is going to gear towards a specific problem or specific business problem that you need to deliver a solution to. All right, so by the end of the day, it's going to be about 2 or 3 solutions that you just need to come up with, okay, to solve a particular problem. You don't build a model to solve thousands of problems. You build a model to solve a specific problem. Okay, so in a particular company, there can be like 50 different models that has been built to solve 50 different cases. Okay, each model is having its specific goal, right? In a banking sector, for instance, one model will be predicting whether a customer will come for a loan or not. Another model will be predicting whether the customer will pay the loan back or not. Another model will be predicting whether a certain transaction in the bank is fraud or this is genuine. Okay, so there will be different models that are performing different tasks, right? But each of them has their own specific goal that they want to solve. So in data science, you don't build a model to solve general problems. You build a model to solve specific problems. Okay, so that's when your inferences will come, just specifically solving a particular problem. Now, for the analytics part, I mean, as I said, most of the things are going to be done by the data analyst or by the business analyst, right? And the data, most of the time, if you're in a good company, data engineers will get the data and then, from different sources and then put it in a particular repository for you to be able to get it. Now, if you're in a company that they don't have these different kind of roles like data analyst or business analyst or data engineers, then you as a data scientist are going to do all those kind of work. Okay, you get the data, you analyze it, you clean it, you build the model, you deploy it, draw inferences from it, give you recommendation and everything. Okay, but if you're in a company that are having their roles well defined, then you work specifically in the machine learning and the AI part to drive more sophisticated results. Okay, and this is where the work is, right? The area where you need to apply these algorithms, because before you can even build a model, you need to make sure that the data is clean, the data is the right data, the data is coming from the right source and all that. You need to do all those things. If the data is not right, you need to go back to the data engineers, and if you're the one doing it, you need to go back to the source and then get a new data. If you need more data, you get more data to add to the one that you have. Okay, so a lot of work goes on here. A lot of work goes on in this stage. At this stage, okay, a lot of work goes on at this stage, and this is when you spend most of your time as a data scientist. All right, this is where you spend most of your time as a data scientist. Going forward, I'm going to give you the life cycle of a data science project, right, so that you get to know how things are done. All right. Now, if you're in a company and then you have a problem statement, and then you need to know whether this problem statement requires a data science skill or it's just going to be analytical skills or it requires some other skills. So then there are some key questions that you can ask to make sure that the problem statement is actually a data science problem. Okay, so the first one that you need to ask is, do we need to make a decision right now? Okay, so if the problem statement is there, the first question that you need to ask is that, do we need to do anything on this problem statement to make a decision as we speak, right? If your answer is yes, then this is going to require a descriptive and statistical inference. Okay, this one is not a data science problem. Okay, it's not a data science problem. For instance, if you have a data set that you need to analyze and then give an insight about who has paid the loan and then who has not paid the bank loan, that one is just a descriptive and statistical analysis and inferences that you need to do, analyze the data and then draw insights from it. It doesn't require any machine learning skills or deep learning or any sophisticated skills. Okay, but if your answer is no, that is, if you do not need to make the decision right now, then you need to ask, do we need to make the decision in the future? Right? Do we need to do something on this problem statement or this data set and then make a decision in the future, right? In some days to come, in some months to come, do we need to make a decision based on what we are going to do right now? If your answer is yes, and even if you need to even make more decisions and not even just one decision, right? Then you are talking about machine learning skills or AI skills over here, right? And that's when the data scientist will come in. Okay, that's when the data scientists will come in to apply their sophisticated skills on the data or the problem statement that you have to make sure that they can make good predictions in the future or good recommendations in the future. Okay, for instance, if you're working in Netflix and then there's a data, right, about the preferences of children, right, and you need to make sure that you're going to build a recommendation system and then make recommendations in the future for children to get their choice of movies on Netflix. In that case, you're going to need more sophisticated skills, right? More recommendation algorithms to implement for future children, right? You have data for present children, but you need to make recommendation for anyone who will come on Netflix tomorrow, the day after, or the next year, all the years ahead, right? That's what you're going to build. In that case, you need more sophisticated machine learning algorithms to do that, and that's when the data science skills comes in. Okay, if it's just analytical things, then the data analyst can take care of it, right? But if you have, most of the time, data scientists will have the background of data analysts, right? They will have all the skills that data analysts have, okay? So they can even do all those kind of things. And most of the time, if you are in a company that is not well established, they will not hire data analysts and hire data scientists. If they hire you as a data scientist, they expect you to know all that the data analysts know, right? And sometimes they don't even know what work a data analyst is supposed to do and what work the data scientist is supposed to do. So it's left to you and the other colleagues in the company to divide the work. But if you are the only data guy in the company, then you have to do all that. Okay, so in summary, if you have a data or problem statement, you need to make a decision right now, then it's just going to require just simple analytical skills to do that, right? But if you need to make the decision in the future, then you're going to need more sophisticated skills, and that requires a data science skill. All right.